Welcome to another episode of Chasing Greatness, everyone. I want to thank everybody from tuning in to another episode. Listen, I see you all each and every time getting after it when it comes to downloading the podcast. I'm hoping everybody enjoying the podcast. I'm hoping everybody is just living an awesome life, and I'm really hoping that a lot of you can benefit from the podcast, and that's exactly what I wanted to do and bring to you all when it comes to downloading the podcast and listen to the podcast. That's what I really truly wanted, and this is why I like that you all can just sit back and listen to a podcast on your way to work or on your way home after a stressful day. And this is why, like I said before, I like to do these podcasts to help anybody. Listen, if I can help one person per episode, and there's many more listening to this podcast, but if I can help one individual, with the podcast, my job is done, especially mentally, physically, because let's face it, we all going to go through it. One way or the other, life is going to hit us all, and there's ways around handling life. So in this episode today, we are going to be talking about social media versus real life. That's right, social media versus real life. A lot of us still, and I see it all the time. A lot of us we still don't understand the difference between social media and real life. And a lot of us get this stigma and we get it wrapped around our head that that's the reality of life, and that's not it. I almost went down that road a long time ago where I thought that's what it was, the business and social media is going to take flight and all this other stuff that I thought. I convinced myself that's what it was, but at the end of the day, that was an epic fail. That's not real life, people. And I'm here to deep dive, to dive deep, I should say, into this podcast today and talk to a lot of you about social media versus real life. And I'm not about to sit here and contradict anybody or say you're doing a bad job or things like that. But I want to get, if anybody who's been following my social media, I give more real life situation. If I can touch you mentally, and keep you on your journey of chasing that greatness, that's what I'm here for. If you, by all means, if you want to post and be on social media all day, that's up to you. But again, I'm going to give you tips and tricks on how to become, and find that quality of life. Because if you're on social media each and every day and you're seeing others and you get this in your head, that's real life, and this is how you're supposed to be doing things, and you're jealous because of this, that, and the third, you can't tell me you having a good quality of life. That's not the case. Each and every day I see people in the gym that's supposed to be their time, an hour and a half to 2 hours or however long you're supposed to be working out. And I see individuals all the time in there. After each set, they walking around, going to the water fountain or getting a sip of water. They on their social media while working out. And again, you can't tell me right now that's the quality of life, which is not. So I'm going to dive deep into this. And as always, I have my Patreon up. We are live and lit on my patreon.com/truth training. And that is where you can find exclusive podcast content, more in-depth episodes. You can go live with me. We can live stream together. And I also have another tier as where you can actually get the early access to the podcast. Everybody should know by now the podcast is always uploaded Wednesdays or Thursdays throughout the week. But if you subscribe to my Patreon on the early access, this podcast will be uploaded that weekend before Wednesday and Thursday, and it's also going to be the video version as well. So I just want to talk to you all about that, but let's dive deep into it. So let's get deep into it right now. So one thing that you should notice yourself, we all have social media. We all have, Instagram. We all have Facebook, all that good stuff. But the reality of it is, if you have all those things, which is fine, The number one thing that I want you to do is this. I want you to set a timer, right? I want you to set out some time in the day and say, okay, every day, I don't mind getting on social media. I don't mind posting on social media. But how about we set a time limit? Let's just say I'm on it a grand total of an hour or hour and a half for the entire 24 hours, right? Because see, let's face it, a lot of us, we don't understand how long we are on it. I get that too. The day goes by, we coming and going, we on it, coming and going, we on it, whenever we have a break or whatever. But the reality is we just don't know how long we actually spending the time on social media. And listen, I'm talking to the business owners as well. It's nothing wrong with being on social media, doing this and the third, but let's face it, I'm here to tell you, you ain't killing it on social media. That's just what it is. You may have, some people here and there that pay for your service through social media, which is cool, but it ain't like you're killing it like left and right, like organically, right? And I know this because I am a successful business owner and I know how it works. At the end of the day, all that stuff is a tool to lead you to one platform. But at the end of the day, we all know how the algorithm works. We know how, you can buy likes, you can buy followers. And I'm telling you right now, people, and this may come to a shock, a ton of people, I would say it's ranging from 85% right now that a lot of business owners is paying for these likes because it's actual, it's an ego thing. It's an ego thing. They like when they have a lot of likes. It makes them feel good when a lot of people is actually following them. It makes them feel like they're important, right? Unfortunately, that's the way how life goes. And I'm just going to here to tell you for what it is. So the business owners as well, spend time on social media. That's fine. Promote your business. Do whatever you want to do. But do not let it take your life. And I know this because I've been down this road as well. Before, where I was on it in the morning time posting, I was on it, at noon, around lunchtime, I was posting, around, dinner time, I was posting. I mean, it was ridiculous. And if you follow me on my social media, which is I'm at Truth Training, if you follow me at that, you will see, scroll all the way down. I mean, like, so about a year or and a half or whatever, you will see that I was posting like 3 times a day through all my social media. Right. And it's good. Don't get it wrong. But again, I don't have to spend that much time on it because the time that I was spending on that, each and every day, can you imagine how much in a week span, how much I was paying for being on social media on a week span, not just a day. Now, I told you back in the day was when I wake up, lunchtime, dinner time, and sometime in between. Can you imagine on a week scale how long that I was actually being on social media? Now, a lot of us are family men, a lot of us are family, women, family moms, things like that. Shout out to them. Listen, at the end of the day, if you add up, now let's do this. If you add up at the each week, the amount of time you spent on social media, and I'm talking all of them, people, not just Instagram or not just as a whole, all of them, even Snapchat. If you add all those hours up in a week span, think about this for a second. Isn't that the same amount of time, about half of that time that you can spend with your son, with your daughter, with your mom, your parents, right? That's the same amount of or you could spend that time trying to find your true self, even making your life even better than what it is. And this is where I get deep, because now it's interfering with your life, right? Again, everybody should know this by now. I said it over in my previous podcast before, where we all have a timestamp on our back, something that we can't see, right? And that's called life. We all on here for a certain period of time, and this is our time to live it. God has blessed us with this. And again, if he blessed us with this, and this is our time to be something great, to help others, to make ourselves happy, to make our parents happy, to do whatever, is it meant for us to spend 30 hours on social media for the entire week? Now, I know a lot of us may look at this like, man, I really don't want to do it, but you can't tell me right now that that I'm making sense. You see, life is about balance. Balance is included with everything in life. When it comes to social media, when it comes to our loved ones, when it comes to even our own family members, our daughters, our sons, you have to make sure that you spend adequate amount of time on everything: your business, your family, your friends, your mom, your dad, whoever. If you don't have enough time, text them, call them, whatever. But the point I'm trying to make is, if you're spending time on social media, right, and spending countless hours all day long posting, looking at everybody else, what everybody else is doing, you can't tell me right now that you still have that same amount of time to spend with everybody else around you. You can't tell me that. And check this out. How many of you have known, that person, or, where they do spend time with their family, right? And then all of a sudden they want to go out, have dinner with their family members, or they go over to their family house. And what do you think they on within 10 minutes? The minute they sit down at the couch, they busting out the phone. They go ahead and scrolling on social media. We know this. And I'm not saying that, listen, you can inbox me right now and let me know that this ain't true. We know this. And I'm just here to bring it to light, because we all know this. You see, a lot of us, we don't want to face the truth. We don't. And listen, this is not some catchy phrase to sound good. It's the honest, brutal truth. No one wants to face it. And we know what's going on right now. Out of all this episode right now, if you don't get anything out of this, the point, the grand finale that I'm trying to make right now is this. You see, we all have to equally put in equal enough amount of time of everything in life. Everything. Not just social media, not just work, not just sleeping all day, not just working out. You shouldn't be in the gym 4 or 5 hours a day. You shouldn't be. People say I'm working out doubles, and they think they hardcore. And a lot of us say doubles, like that. And if y'all don't know, I've been gym slang. That's when you go to the gym once in the morning, and then you go to the gym again either that evening or late at night, and you consider yourself hardcore. Newsflash, you're not. You're not. I just explained to everybody right now, you have to spend an adequate amount of enough time through everything in life. Again, see, if we forget or lose sight on the main reason why we're here, it's easy to do that. Again, I've been there, done that. I've done doubles, I've done triples in the gym. I've done it all. I've done this stuff. And I wind up reverting to back what makes sense. Train an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours if you're going to throw some cardio for me, my boxing in. Get a good workout in, get a good sweat in, and you're done for the day. And this goes for my competitors out there as well. You see, I've been there, done that. I've gotten shredded. I've gotten, I've done it all. When it comes to bodybuilding, I've done it. And listen, not trying to deviate this conversation to bodybuilding, but the point I'm trying to make is, if you give it your all while you're there at first, when you get to the gym, you do not have to spend the night in the gym. You do not have to do doubles in the gym. You do not have to do triples in the gym. You see, every time I train, I go all out. I'm just going to be very honest with everybody. I go all out. My headphones is on. People will kind of, and people told me this before, but I'm not the same person as, when I'm got my headphones on and I'm training, because I'm sure I'm not. And I know I'm not. That's why I don't, I train at certain places. Um, because like I said, I'm just not the same person because I give it my all when I'm there. I'm not here to have a conversation for 45 minutes. I'm not here to make friends when I'm training. I want to train. That's my time. And then, because in the back of my mind, I have other things that I have to do, that I have to take care of. Hence, like I just said, I have other time to take care of, to spend in other places. So let's start there, everybody. Let's start there. And again, this is nothing to bash social media. I'm not saying that. However, what I'm saying, let's make sure that each and every day we spend enough time everywhere through all of our life as we do everything else. Not just social media, not just the gym, right? You got to share that love everywhere else, right? And it's not too late to start. You can start that now. You can start that tomorrow. If you're like me, who wants to literally, just have a plan each and every day. Start a Monday, whatever. Start the beginning of the month. I don't care, but make sure you start. When it's our time to go, as I told you, everybody have a time stamp on the back. If it's our time to go, at the end of the day, you don't want to look back and say, man, I wish I spent more time with her or him, or I wish I would have been a better father, or been a better son, or a better mom, or a better daughter, right? You don't want that. And a lot of people that have done that, they either waited too late and then they change, right? Someone passed away, you say, oh, well, I wish I would have spent more time, and now you're changed. Well, if anybody out there now who listens to this podcast, and I know many of you are, start now. Get ahead of the game. And listen, shout out to all my people out there who's actually doing that now, because you handling your business. You're not letting social media or anything else take over your life. You're not dedicating your time into one area of operation. You spreading it all out. And that's what it's about. Why we are here on earth. That's exactly why we are here, to help others, spread love, be happy. Because let's face it too, a lot of us, we're not even happy when it comes to people who spending time and spending nights on social media. Because you want to know why? Been there, done that, where you don't have time to find your true quality of life. You don't have time for that. Listen, how about this? The times we spend around not doing nothing on social media, how about we get out and we go and we, take a walk on the lake? How about we call a friend, or if you, have associates or whatever, or if you have your BFF or whatever, how about you say, let's take a walk. Hey, let's go to the park and let's talk. How about we, get a book or something and we go out and read together? Whatever. How about we play tennis? How about we play basketball? How about we do something else? I can guarantee you this. The same amount of time that you would have spent on social media or any other place, as far as staying there and dedicating your time into one area, specifically social media, spend that same amount of time playing basketball or sports with a friend. You tell me, when it's all said and done, if you would have felt better. Which way you would have felt better? On social media, or when it's all said and done? Man, that game was fun. We had a fun time on that basketball game, or that tennis game, or whatever. You feel relieved. You feel like you had fun, which you did. That's what life is all about. I'm telling you. And I'm only speaking from experience, not just something you all to just try to sell you all something, or it sounds good. I guarantee you this: anything that you get from me will be from experience. And that goes all the way down to the training aspect as well. Life is too short. I've seen it. We all have seen it, where people wish they would have did something different when something bad happens. In my area of operation, you too late. You showing up to the dance. The song stopped. The song is not even playing no more. You late. So let's make sure we jump on it now. And I got to remind everybody, I'm not saying, again, that you literally have to, you know, cut off social media. I'm not saying that. That's just where we are right now in life. Social media is here and it ain't going nowhere. I'm not saying it's going to go anywhere. In fact, it's going to evolve. But understand, you are in control of your life. I don't care if they come out with an Instagram 2.0. I don't care if they come out with a Facebook 5.0. I don't care what they come out with social media. I'm just telling you like it is. You are in control of your life. Because I'm telling you right now, if you spiral out of control with these apps, you will spiral out of control, but you will not be in control of your life. And that's facts. That's straight facts, and we all know that. That's why when we roll over, we can't even get into a shower good enough before we hit an Instagram or Snapchat. Why is that? Is that the fact? It's not the fact that we really need to figure out who's doing what. How did you even get there in the first place? Why did that trigger your brain to even roll over and grab that phone to hit an app? How about we grab the phone and make a phone call and say, hey, after work today, hey, you want to go out for tennis today? Hey, after work today, you want to go out and do this? Go out for lunch or something? How about that? Same thing. When you get done with the conversation with that person, I guarantee you, you will feel that much better and not drained. Your brain is not drained if you do that. But the point I'm trying to make is, why do you think before we even get in the shower, we hitting these applications? IG, Facebook. Why is that? Again, you can't tell me because you solely killing on the you killing on a business level. You want to see what's going on. No, because what you do is you roll over, look at your bank account. What you do is you roll over and look at the stocks. What you do is you roll over and look at, how the Dow is doing. How you'll look at the things that's really important. Money, your investments. You roll over and look at those things. And listen, I'm just telling you, when you're about your business, you act different. When you're about your business, this is what you do. Here, let me brace yourself. Just a sip of coffee. Brace yourself. I'm gonna stay a little bit more time on this, and then I'm gonna end it, and then I'm gonna spend more time on my Patreon to dive deep into this on my Patreon. Here's the deal. Let me ask you this. A lot of us want to be successful, right? A lot of us want to be, and again, whatever it is success may mean to you, whatever that is, only you know that. But what I mean by successful, that's as in a whole. Everybody wants to be successful. Okay. Let's just use, for example, a person who's successful. Do you think they're rolling over? Or let's just do this. Let me start here. Do you think they doing and they act the same way as a person who rolls over and the first thing they do is hit the Instagram app? Or when they roll out of bed, the first thing they do is hit the Facebook app? Do you think these people doing that? Now I'm talking about these, the people who's really successful. Okay. Not has, a few thousand on Instagram or however many thousand Instagram followers, anything successful. No. That's a fairy tale. I'm talking about true business entrepreneurs out here. Okay. Do you think they act that same way? Do you think they rolling over out of bed hitting IG? Do you think when they step out of the shower they hitting Snapchat? Now, before you answer that question in your own head, remember who's talking about this? Me. I've already done research on this years ago. And the answer is a big fat no. Capital letters. No. For a couple reasons. Let me tell you. And I've went, sometimes when I go in my stories. I do say, I try to keep it brief. Like I haven't been on here in a while. I kind of check in and do this and do that because I just don't have. I literally just don't have enough time to do that. I'm telling the truth. Same thing with these other successful people out here. Same thing. They not only they not rolling out of bed and the first thing they're doing is hitting IG or Snapchat, not just because they just don't want to or they think they're better than anybody. It has nothing to do with it. It has everything to do with they just don't have the time. They just don't have the time. Now, it may seem like your Gary V's, your other, big business people like LeBron James and all these other people who's successful. It may seem like they roll out of bed and doing this, but they have people, they have videographers, they have photographers, they got account managers, they have people who control their social media account because these successful people they doing their own thing, what's making them real money, not waking up posting each and every day or 3, 4, 5 times a day. They don't know. No, they are not doing that whatsoever. Okay? They got people who's in control. They got people who have videographers, photographers, taking pictures of them. Let's use the LeBron James for example. I would say Michael Jordan, but this was before his time. Well, after his time. But LeBron James, he's in this era right now. Let's say he's going to get up, roll out of bed, do it in practice. Okay. He already, his photographer already knows he's going to be there because I'm sure he probably told him. And that's it. He's going to go to the practice, live his life, get his quality of life, get his practice in, spend his time practicing. Not after each shot, he's going to check his phone to see who's following him or you in a whole different breed, okay? If you think he's doing this, he's practicing. He has people, taking pictures. He has his photographer taking pictures of him, and I'm sure his photographer has access to his social media, or his photographer and his social media manager or whatever they work together as a team. Same thing for The Rock, as a team. And here's the photos that I got of LeBron today. Here's last week's photos. So they got photos on top of photos on top of photos. And that's it. And they post, and his media manager will post for him. Whatever. And yes, there are sometimes The Rock, all these other successful people, they do post on their own. But let me ask you this. This is a trick question. Do you think each and every post that they're doing is from them? Absolutely not. So I'm going to say this, and I'm going to wrap up this episode is this. Understand what true quality of life is. Let's go down that road. Let's focus on your life. Let's take back our life. You can be on social media. That's a cool tool that came out in this world right now to use. That's fine. If you got a business, that's fine. But know the difference between you controlling social media or the social media is controlling you. I definitely will be getting more in depth on this on my bonus episode and my Patreon at Truth Training on tricks and tips that you can start doing to find your quality of life. I'm going to upload that bonus Wednesday or Thursday on my Patreon, and this episode will be launched this weekend right now before Wednesday, the video version. And if you want more information on that, just go to my Patreon /Truth Training, and I'd be more than happy to assist you all in finding your true greatness and finding your true quality of life. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to an awesome episode of Chasing Greatness. And as always, I'm going to end this episode by saying this. Keep chasing that greatness and stay blessed up, everybody. I catch everybody on the next episode.